what version of you are you being? Because if you've been the version of you who doesn't have friends, whose friends flake on them all the time, don't make solid plans, you get left out. If you're that person, if you've been that version of yourself, that's just because of the thoughts that you've been thinking, and therefore it played out in your reality. And when it played out in your reality, it formed a belief for you, and it just was a reassuring thing over and over. Now that you're here, before we start the video, if you haven't done so already, I would love to invite you to come and join the free Discord community that I created, and to also grab your free copy of the Manifest Your Dream Life ebook that I made. The link for both of those will be in the description below. Other than that, let's go ahead and get into the video. Now, I know a lot of you are always manifesting an SP, as in a specific person, a romantic partner, but there's some of you out there that are manifesting a non-romantic SP. You simply just want more friends, you want a best friend, you want a social group to hang out with, and I got you. So let's go ahead and talk about it. I'm going to tell you one story about how I manifested a friend. Just really, it felt like it was out of thin air. It just came to me after I wrote this stuff down. So I wanted a friend because I felt like I needed another friend. At this point in time in my life, I just had like a little bit of friends. So I wanted another friend to hang out with and stuff. And I went and I sat down and I wrote out how I was so grateful to have this new best friend, and how we are so alike, and all of their qualities and all of this stuff, right? I just wrote out all the characteristics of this new best friend that I wanted. And I wrote it in a letter, and then I just, folded it up, put it in the drawer, whatever. And I honestly can't tell y'all how long it took. I just know when I do stuff like this, it doesn't take forever. But I ended up, one of my clients, I was doing her lashes, and she was like, "Oh, you and my daughter would get along so good. I feel like you need to meet her. I'm going to send her up here so y'all can meet." And literally, she brought her daughter up there. I think she brought her daughter. Did she get her lashes done? She brought her daughter up there for sure to come and meet me. And we literally were stopping meat and going vegan at the same time. We both were wanting to move to a specific city. Like, we had so many similarities. And this was, I want to say, like 10 years ago. And we've been friends ever since. So can you manifest SPs that are not romantic out of thin air? Absolutely, you absolutely can. I have also just created the assumption that people love being my friend, and everybody wants to be my friend. Everybody wants to talk to me. Like, these are things that I will just randomly say to myself, and my reality reflects that. If I go out in public, somebody is always gonna come up to me and start talking to me, always. And they always just want to start being friends. And even women, like, it's not just guys, it's women too. Like, women will approach me and they just want to start talking to me, and it just happens, right? And sometimes I'll get frustrated and irritated because I'm like, I don't want to talk to people today. But I know that it's an assumption that I have, and it's something that I've created for myself. And you too can create the same thing for yourself. Just view yourself as a person who has a lot of friends, who has a great social group. If you desire to meet new people, then start randomly telling yourself how you meet new people all the time. You meet amazing new people all the time. You meet great friends all of the time. It's so easy for you to make friends, because if your story has been, "I never meet anybody, I'm socially awkward, nobody ever wants to talk to me, nobody's interested in hanging out with me," then that is what your reality is reflecting. And yes, it may feel very real. It may feel so real to you because it's been something that you persisted in, that you repeated, and it was an assumption that showed up in your reality. And because it showed up in your reality, you believed it. And now, because you believe it, you feel so tapped into it, and it feels so real. It doesn't have to be that way. You can tell yourself a completely new story. Just play with it. I always meet new friends everywhere I go. I make friends everywhere I go. Like, I have an amazing group of friends, and you will legit meet an amazing group of friends. For so long, when I was in high school, I always was like, "I want a group of girlfriends. I want just a group of friends, and we're all friends with each other, and everybody knows each other. I just want a group of friends. I want a group of friends." But I never got it, right? And I know I was complaining about not having it. And then I stopped complaining about it. It was like somewhere at the end of my 20s, and I started meeting a group of girls that they were all already friends, and they allowed me into their group. They allowed me into their circle, and I was like, "Ooh, now I got a group chat. I have a group of girls that all are friends, and like, we can hang out." I've always wanted that, but I always complained about it. So I manifested it, I know, but I didn't specifically affirm for it. And I'm going to be honest with y'all. Like, I personally don't specifically affirm for new friends or anything like that, because I feel like it's just an assumption that I have that everybody wants to be my friend, because I said that for so long in my early 20s. I was always like, everybody always wants to be my friend. Any friend that I have, literally any friend that I have right now, approached me first. I don't have one single friend that I approached first, that I reached out to first, nothing. And even when I've attempted that, like, I'll see people on Threads posting something and I'm like, oh, I'll go reach out to them because they want a new friend. It doesn't fall through. But all the time, like, I have assumed I make friends when they come and talk to me first. And literally, whoever comes and talks to me first, we are always friends. Like that. All of my friends, that's how we became friends. So these will be my instructions for you, for somebody who desires a non-romantic SP. Whatever the story is that you've been telling yourself, stop telling it to yourself, like right now. Stop telling yourself how you don't have friends. Stop telling yourself you don't have a social life. Stop telling yourself you're socially awkward. Stop telling yourself how it's so hard for you to make friends and nobody wants to be your friend. Stop telling yourself those things, because those very things is what's creating in your reality. And instead, what I want you to do is start to view yourself as a social butterfly, okay? Just start off with something simple like, oh, I met a really great person today. You can just start off with something like that. I met a really great person today. And no matter if you do or not physically, you still tell yourself, I met a really great person today. And when you go to the store, when you go to the gas station, when you leave outside of your house, you could be walking to the mailbox, you could be walking through your complex, and you bump into somebody that ends up being a really great person. You'll have a great conversation. Right? You can view yourself as a person that everybody wants to talk to. Everybody always wants to be my friend. Everybody always wants to talk to me. Like, everybody wants to talk to me everywhere I go. And I will say be careful with that, because that is really going to happen. Like, there have been so many times where I used to live in a high rise and I parked outside and I could see everybody trying to get on the elevator, and I would just sit in my car and I would wait for everybody to get on the elevator before I got out to go attempt to get on the elevator by myself, because I didn't want to be on an elevator with a bunch of people, because I had the assumption that anytime I get on the elevator, somebody wants to talk to me and have small talk and conversate. And I don't want to do that. I just want to get on the elevator, no conversation, and I just want to go on about my business, because y'all, in real life, I am an introvert. Okay. It may not seem like it because I post these videos and I talk, and I feel like sometimes I can talk a lot, but it's a topic that I love to talk about, right? But in person, I'm not talking. Like, I am not that social. And I feel like I do get a lot more social when I'm comfortable with you, or I've been around you a few times, then I can be a little bit more social. But majority of the time, I am very introverted. So I don't like to socialize like that. But I have always viewed myself as somebody who attracts social people, and that's what my reality reflects. So again, it's not a hard thing to do. And in my opinion, it's really just about how you're viewing yourself. What version of you are you being? Because if you've been the version of you who doesn't have friends, whose friends flake on them all the time, don't make solid plans, you get left out. If you're that person, if you've been that version of yourself, that's just because of the thoughts that you've been thinking, and therefore it played out in your reality. And when it played out in your reality, it formed a belief for you, and it just was a reassuring thing over and over. Yep, there it goes again. There it goes happening again. People don't want to be my friend. Yep, there it goes again. I'm not getting invited out. Oh, I'm looking online and seeing everybody out, and I didn't get an invite. That's just been the version of you that you assumed yourself to be. So if you want to create a best friend out of thin air, I definitely recommend you to, I encourage you to sit down, think about all of the qualities that you would want in your best friend. If you want them to look a certain way physically, or if you just want them to be like a very open and social person, great conversation, very much like you, maybe almost like your twin, enjoys the same things that you enjoy, lives in the same city as you, could be your long lost brother or sister, write down all of the qualities that you would want in your best friend or this new friend that you want to manifest. And you can manifest them out of thin air, because after you write that stuff down, this is technically like the list method. You're just using it for a person. People use it for a romantic partner all the time. So why can't you use it for a friendship, for a non romantic SP? Write everything down, write all the qualities down. And then all you're going to do is tell yourself, oh my God, I finally met my best friend. Like, I met my best friend. I have the most amazing best friend. Like, I met my best friend. And I just bumped into my best friend out of nowhere. Like, they just came into my life out of nowhere. My best friend just came into my life out of nowhere. Start telling that to yourself. Start playing with that, and your reality is going to change. If you get invited out and you normally wouldn't go, I say go. Right? I say go. That's happened to me numerous times where I get invited to something and I may have had other plans or I didn't want to go, but I still went anyway. And there was a manifestation there waiting for me. A manifestation unfolded by the time I got to the invitation. So if you get invited somewhere and it resonates and you're like contemplating, go out, go do that thing. If you feel called to just go sit at the bar or go to the restaurant by yourself, do so. You never know. The server, your waiter, your bartender, maybe your next best friend. Like, you never know, just leave it open, make it fun. Don't be so serious about it and so uptight, but make it fun, make it a game. And I guarantee you, when you start viewing yourself in a different way and you view yourself as somebody that everybody wants to talk to and be around, that is what you're going to experience in your reality. Okay. If anybody's ever manifested a non-romantic SP, and especially out of thin air or whatever, go ahead and leave your success story in the comments, because I would love to read them, but I know others would love to read them as well. Other than that, if you watch this video until the end, I appreciate you so much. If you need any type of assistance with your manifestations, if you need phone call coaching, email coaching, or if you would like group coaching, I do have a membership. The link for all of that is going to be in the description below. And other than that, I will see y'all in the next video.